In this video, I'm exposing 3 of the most dangerous lies veterans believe about VA C&P exams and how they can absolutely wreck your claim. A couple almost cost me my own rating of 100% P&T. I'm going to tell you what the lie is, how you can identify it, and what you need to do to overcome it to get the rating you've earned and that you deserve. We're going to cover the "if I skip it, they'll hurry up and ship it" lie. That if you just drop that last C&P exam, if you just drop that last condition on your claim, the VA will expedite your decision letter. The golden ticket lie, that if I get that private nexus letter, that somehow will exempt me from a C&P exam and it'll fast track me to the rating that I've earned and deserve. The misery loves company lie, that the VA never grants certain conditions. Would you please consider subscribing to my channel and helping me grow? Also, please consider liking this video, sharing it with anyone you think it may benefit. And also, please drop me a comment. I respond to all comments. And if you're comfortable, I'd love to know where you're watching this from. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Lie number 1, if I skip it, the VA will hurry up and ship it. And I'm talking about our claim letter. You've been grinding through the 8-step claims workflow process. Step 1, the claim was received. Number 2, it's under review. And number 3, gathering of evidence. And it's been gathering for months on end. You've had C&P after C&P exam. You've had information you've had to provide again. It may even bump to step 4, and now you check and it's back to step 3 again. And sometimes we get tired of waiting. We feel like the VA is giving us the runaround and dragging it out. And so the thought creeps into our mind, I'll just go with whatever I've already done. And I'm just ready to get my decision letter and get the rating that I've earned and I deserve. But here's the lie that will jack your claim up. That dropping the last condition or canceling that last exam or two is going to relieve the frustration with the VA claims gauntlet. That it's going to somehow cause the VA to expedite my claim and send me my decision letter early. Here's what actually happens if you cancel or skip that exam. Your decision letter, when it comes, will read something like this: the VA could not confirm diagnosis or service connection due to missed examination. Claim denied. Or if you drop the condition, it could read: the veteran withdrew the claim for such and such condition prior to a decision. Entitlement to service connection for said condition is dismissed. No further consideration will be given. You just might be giving up a shot at a rating. Let me tell you what happened to me. I faced this same exact lie. I had claimed 15 items on my claim, and I had finished pretty much 14 of them. And I had this one, it was Gulf War unexplained illness. And I remember there was nothing moving on that, so I called the 800 number, and the lady on there said, "You haven't specified what your condition you're filing for." And I said, "Well, I checked off Gulf War unexplained illness. I don't know why I've been this sick for so long. I've been very sick. My blood tests are fine. And so I checked the box unexplained condition." And she said, "Well, it's typically you have to specify chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia." So I looked up both of those, and basically I was right down the line on chronic fatigue. So I called back and I had chronic fatigue put in my claim record. Well, she said, "It will be around 6 weeks before you hear back on an exam, whether you get an exam, and then it'll be scheduled from that point." And I said, "You mean this could take another 2 or 3 months?" She said, "I'm so sorry, but it's possible." Well, I didn't cancel, thank goodness. I went to the exam. It was in some makeshift office in some other part of town, and the examiner had to be flown in to handle a bunch of overflow vets. So I went into this office, no pictures on the wall, felt kind of a little off, but I went through the exam. And when I got my decision letter back, chronic fatigue was rated for me. So here's what you can do. Treat every claim that you get an exam for as a possible breakout game changer rating. Number 2, set the VA claims processing as your timeline baseline. The initial claim could be 5 to 6 months right now. A supplemental claim is 120 days. Higher level review, 125 to 150 days. And Board of Veterans Appeals, up to 2 years, honestly, or more. And number 3, never skip a C&P exam. No matter how tired or frustrated you are, Don't let the VA frustration cheat you out of the rating that you've earned and that you deserve. Number 2, the golden ticket lie. You get a private, independent medical opinion, and you may spend $500 to $2,000 on this, and it's very strong, it's well written from the doctor, and here's the lie. You think, I have a nexus letter, I won't be assigned a C&P exam, or the C&P exam doesn't apply to me. And if I am scheduled for an exam, this is my golden ticket. I can skip the VA C&P exam. My nexus proves everything. Or that if I skip the C&P exam and I have the nexus letter, the VA will be forced to use the nexus letter to rate my claim. Let me tell you what actually happens. If you no-show or cancel a C&P exam, even with a nexus letter, this could end up in your decision letter. Veteran failed to report for scheduled examination, no medical opinion rendered, claim denied. So why is a C&P exam even scheduled if I uploaded a really good nexus letter? Here's the reality. By law, in the VA's mind, they have to make sure that they have sufficient competent medical evidence to decide your claim. If your nexus letter is airtight, the VA can skip the C&P exam, but they don't have to. The M21-1 handbook allows them to skip it, but most of the time they don't. But if they think anything's missing, diagnosis is not confirmed, rationale is not strong, or they just want to cover themselves in their rating, the VSR, Veteran Service Representative, can schedule a C&P exam anyway. And here's the kicker. The VA almost always gives greater weight to their own examiner. Your decision letter could say, even if you go to the C&P and you have a private nexus, it could say private medical opinion reviewed. However, greater weight was given to VA examiner's opinion. Why? Because the VA sees their contracted examiners as independent and standardized. I know what you're thinking. They're paid by the VA. How can they be independent? I get it. I'm just telling you kind of the reality of how it is. So the translation is, you could upload a gold-plated nexus letter, but if you blow off the C&P, you've just handed the VA an excuse to deny your claim. So what good is a nexus letter? Well, if your nexus letter is solid and consistent and detailed, it can still possibly cause you to not have an exam scheduled, but most likely it will, and it can be used to strengthen your claim during the exam and after the exam when the rater takes a look at your file. It can also help sometimes make up for missing service record documentation for older vets like myself. Also, it can give enough weight in your favor if the decision's close to a tie. It can help if you get denied or if you get a lowball rating, that it could help challenge that C&P decision. It can also support your appeals or higher level review. And it could show long-term history that the VA didn't capture. So here's what you need to do. Submit your nexus letter, but just do it to strengthen your case, not to replace the C&P exam. If you're scheduled for the C&P, absolutely make sure that you attend it. There's a reason that you've been scheduled for that exam. That private nexus was not good enough to rate on its own. Lie number 3, the misery loves company lie. You're all excited about submitting your claim, you're researching it, you've examined yourself, and so you are talking to other vets, you're on these Reddit channels and social media, and then you start to hear whispers like, hey, the VA denied me on that, they'll deny you too. The VA doesn't ever grant that condition. Don't even waste your time on that one. So you're not that familiar with the claims process like I wasn't, and if this person's been through the process and made it through the gauntlet, they've got some kind of rating, you feel like, hey, they must know what they're talking about. So you're tempted to go with it. And here's the lie that jacks up your claim. If someone who's been through the process says the VA never grants it, I believe, why waste my time? I would just skip it and try something easier. With this move, you actually help fulfill the misery love company lie, and it's game over before the VA even has a chance to look at your claim. Here's how it really works. That's not the truth at all. That's bitterness talking. They may have submitted for that claim, but got denied, and they don't want anyone else to get it either. The VA does deny a lot of claims, but not because the conditions are impossible. They deny typically when there's not evidence connected to that claim. It doesn't support the in-service event, injury, or illness. It doesn't support your current diagnosis and the link between them. Uh, the VA SRD, the VA schedule for rating disabilities in the 38 CFR Part 4, has over 900 diagnostic codes, meaning there are over 900 rateable conditions in the VA disability system spread out all over the body, inside and out, head to toe. So if there is a rateable condition, there is a possibility of getting a rating for it. Let me mention for your sake a couple of common conditions that could be found at C&P exams. If you go in for TBI, neck, back, or stress, sometimes migraines are added to that. If you go in for back and nerve issues, sometimes radiculopathy could be added to that and you didn't even apply for it. Back exams, as sometimes scars are identified. And then you could go in for chronic pain, and a lot of times anxiety and depression is added onto that claim. So what you need to do is, if you believe your condition was service connected, you file for that condition. Don't listen to the Reddit channels. Don't listen to fellow vets. You believe it, you file for it because you earned it and you deserve it. Also, don't inherit someone else's denial. You go for it. If the condition is rateable, it's also winnable. File for it, bring the evidence, show up to the exam, and get what you've earned and deserved. These are 3 dangerous, deadly lies. They sound logical, they sound like shortcuts, they make sense, but every single one of them can blow up your claim. If this helped, I want to ask you, would you please consider subscribing to my channel? Also, if you consider liking this video, sharing it with anyone you think it may benefit, and drop me a comment. I respond to all the comments, and if you're comfortable, I'd love to know where you're watching this from. And I'm going to throw up on the screen 4 C&P exam traps. It's been viewed by over 56,000 other vets. So if you get a chance, take a look at that next. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.